myself when I was broke, they left me down on my deck.
All right, what's up, everyone? Listen, welcome back to As the Culture Turns. Now, if y'all don't know me, this is your boy Jermir with the journalism. And no, I'm not a journalist, but I got that journalism. I got two very, very, very special guests with me. You know, this is that podcast that just keep on turning like that toxic group chat. All right, so first, I want to introduce my first co-host. So, let's start with the lady first. So, Nyah, let everybody know who you are.
What's up, y'all? It's Nyah. Oh yeah, and I missed y'all. Hey y'all.
Missed you too. And listen, our long lost brother is back. All right, so for those that don't know you, let everybody know who you are, bro.
Hey, it's me, Kendell, Afro Mortis Simmons. It's been a long time since I've been on the show, but I'm back for now.
All right, there we go. All right, so now before we get to everything, I want to make sure that y'all subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hit that subscribe button and stay notified. Hit that notification bell to stay notified for more content just like this. All right, y'all. So we're doing like a little mini reunion right now, okay? Because we decided to get back together to review some old episodes that we have done together, you know. But before we get into that, I just want to get some life updates, all right? So because we ain't seen you in a long time, Kendell, I want to start with you. Can you just give us some life updates, what you've been up to, anything you feel free you want to share with us?
So it's been a hell of a couple years. Last year culminated with the passing of my mom, which took a big hit on my mental health. I ended up losing the jobs I was working at the time, so I had to move up out of my apartment, hop over with some roommates. Now I'm just focusing a lot on rebuilding my foundation, getting my feet back on the ground, saving money again. In the meantime, I've been really hammering in, running my Discord server, getting my game group together, and really just building an online community. That's where I've mostly been spending my time lately.
All right, that's good. That's good. That's good to know. And how about you, Nyah? Any life updates for you?
Yes, definitely. And again, Kendell, sorry for your loss. Because you definitely went through a lot in the last couple years. And I would say for myself, I've been through a lot as well. From my dad having a heart attack, my mom, best friend passing, and me being there the night that she passed. I would say definitely different career paths. Having different jobs, that gaining a job, losing a job, and all kinds of stuff. Also just new endeavors, like different things I got going on for myself right now. I'm definitely trying to, work on bettering myself and just going in a different path and direction. And wherever God got me going, I don't know, but that's how it's been for me too. So it's been a little tough over here, but at the same time, like with that tough stuff, it's also been built in me. So yeah.
There we go. And I do want to second that. Kendall, I definitely do want to give my condolences to the loss of your mother as well.
Appreciate y'all.
That happened for sure. But similar things like y'all, just been trying to live this thing called life and everything. So like I've definitely done had like some career changes, and just been trying to do things just to keep myself motivated and going, So I know since we wasn't like, doing the show together and everything, I started doing this thing called Jermir with the journalism, where that kind of focused on local politics and, just calling out, local government and, just trying to make sure that us in the city of Chester, if people don't know about it, we recently just lost our hospital, and it's been a lot of elected officials who have been allowing things like that to happen. So I've been, what's the word? I don't want to say summoned, but summoned for lack of a better term to kind of call out the local politicians. So I've just been trying to do that, been getting into event planning and just trying to find myself in this world as well, So just trying to just keep the culture going and just keep trying to keep putting out content as well. So that's what I've been up to as well. So it's good to catch up with y'all for sure. Now, before we get into our old clips, because we're going to review some old clips, me and Nyah used to do this thing called How It's Going Down on social media. So real quick, just like an icebreaker, I want to show y'all this video of something I found on social media. And then when the video cut off, the first person I want to get a response from is Nyah. So let's play this video right here, and then we will discuss.
What? My snake? Oh, you don't hit my snake. What? You hold my snake for me. No. My snake. My snake. He don't hold my snake like a the job.
Oh shit.
He don't hold my snake for me like a the
Oh shit.
Am I going?
No.
Oh. My snake.
No.
Snake.
What? Is that fake? Why would you do that? And you're recording me with that bullshit?
You wanna hold him?
No, what the fuck?
Hold my snake for me like a Hold my snake. Hold my snake. Look at that. Hold my snake for me.
Oh, take it away. No, I don't like. Oh, come on.
Oh, fuck. Hold my snake, man. Hold my snake. Hold my snake for me.
Oh, no.
I should ask y'all, what are your thoughts on that? Do you think people are taking content too far, or do you think that the people were overreacting?
No, he's not taking content too far. I love like reality TV, so I love real responses to stuff. I don't need nothing made up and scripted. Like that was all like real. Like it was nothing scripted. It was like true feelings. I think it was hilarious. Like no, that should have happened, and that needs to happen more often in this world. Because even if you get mad and you snap out at the end of the day, like I don't know, that was hilarious. Like I love to see stuff like that.
What are your thoughts, Kendell?
Yeah, I mean, I think stuff like that. Like, there's a lot of pranks where it does go too far and people are put in danger. But if it's like actually harmless and nobody is really in danger, I think that shit's a lot more acceptable. So yeah, I do think that's funny as hell to just see the visceral reaction of people. Because you see something at like the corner of your eye, you're like, oh, that's the same kind of thing. But like if it was a real snake and it's like there is a chance for somebody to get bit, I'd probably feel different. But if it's just a fake Lil Jon, whatever.
Even if it was real and it was harmless, like a garden snake, oh well, it's still funny. Even
No, I'm sorry. If I get bit by a snake, I'm not even going to feel sympathy if you get a cat busting your ass at that point.
No way, but this, I'm pretty sure that they would never use a snake like that would be like venomous. How you say it?
Venomous?
Yes.
Venomous.
And,
Reminiscent.
and also just like something that would be put somebody in danger. I'm pretty sure it was like harmless. So that's
yeah, but some people, like the one bull, he was walking around, like people would tell him like, yo, get away from me. No, he's not trying to harm them or whatever, but he's still in people's space. He ends up getting shot and then he goes to the hospital. He's right back out doing the same shit. And it's like, bro, like learn your lesson. You are invading people's space. You're making people uncomfortable. You're getting on people's nerves. It's one thing to like pull a prank on your friend and then it's like, all right, whatever, we're over it. It's done. Nobody was annoyed or whatever. And when I tell you to stop. Like that's
yeah,
it.
I get that part.
I don't have the video now, but I actually held a real snake in real life. So after I held a snake, I don't think I'll be scared. But prior to me holding a snake, I definitely would have been scared. And it's crazy because I told Nyah this before. The only reason why I held that snake was for content reasons only. If it wasn't no phones or cameras around, I definitely wouldn't have held that snake. You know. I don't think he took it, and I think content is king in some instances. But like Kendell said, sometimes it depends on what you're doing. Things can go too far, but then like you said, Nyah, I'm pretty sure like it wasn't like a snake that could like bite somebody. It wasn't venomous and everything, you know. So
you mean venomous, bro?
Wait,
no. You said it right. I'm fucking with you.
Venomous and everything.
Venom, Nyah, is venom, so it's venomous.
Venomous. That's good. So
look, the snake that got the stuff that come out of them, that kill people.
that like those.
I got one of those.
But I know during this episode, I want us to review some of our episodes. I'm gonna play some clips on the screen, and then I want to know like if some people stand by what they said then, or if you want to retract what you said, I want to know what you think about it now. Okay.
When white people play roles that may involve a LGBTQ character, they can get the pass that they're just acting. But when somebody black do it, it's like, oh, he got it. He must. I want to pass that. Go, Dawn.
White privilege. Next.
Like from our community, when they see a black man, it's like they're just real judgmental. So I think that's kind of why versus white people, they don't kind of be hard on a white man for being gay. That's how I kind of see it.
Mm-hmm. White queer folk will often be racist, and then black people often have like a lot of homophobia in our community. So it's like when the two things clash together, it creates a really weird dynamic where it's like, well, if you're black and gay, then you're like double disadvantaged, but you're going to be hated by both groups because white queer people are still going to be racist against you.
You see a black man playing a role of a softer role, you're talked about versus a white guy, because a lot of white guys they make a lot of on a regular, they make a lot of gay jokes for society. Some things are accepted with white men versus black men.
Nah, you don't even like when men wear hoochie daddy shorts. So what we talking about?
They running for that.
No.
I said what I said.
So I want to start with Kendell. So we was on a conversation, and you had said something that I feel like stood out, where you said that typically in a lot of black communities, there's a lot of homophobia that go on, but within like white communities, there's a chance that someone gay may still be racist. So do you still stand by that statement today? And what do you think about that conversation we had? Do you think
no, absolutely. I mean, the conversation always shifts. There's always slight differences. There's always more nuance added, but it still boils down to the same. In the black community, there is still a lot of a need to drive down like hyper masculinity. You have to be a man. You have to be strong. You have to be independent. And if you're like a little zesty or whatever, like that throws everything into question. You're no longer a man. You are now like gay. Somebody that I've been debating with, that we just talked about before, dude refuses to debate me on politics because I'm out as bisexual. And it's like, what does that have to do with my policy beliefs? What does that have to do with what's going on in America right now? And it, like I said, it's just the same shit. You'll be called this, that, or the other by black people who are homophobic. And then you'll have white gays who are still racist. Nothing really has changed as far as that goes. There's just more nuance, more people in the conversation.
What are your thoughts? I like that thought. What are your thoughts on that, Nyah? Because you said something as well. You had said something on the lines that you know, within you hang around white people or hung around white people, and it was normal for you to see white boys make gay jokes with each other and everything. And the other part that didn't play in that clip, where you said that you won't see two black men doing that. So what are your thoughts? Do you still stand by that thoughts? And do you think we as a society has come closer to accept the black men playing gay roles?
So both of the things. One, I do agree. Like, I hang with different races, so I'm all over the place, right? And when I compare it to like black community, and then like if I'm in the Asian community, if I'm in the white community, they hug and they actually show emotions. They tell each other that they love them. They show sympathy with each other. And then if you show sympathy or show some type of love in a black community, you looked at as, bro, you weak, or like, come on now, come on with that soft stuff. Like they will push you away, like, man, bro, come on, like we hard. We like, it's always an example that they feel like they have to portray as, I'm black, so I have to be strong. And I'm not blaming them, because society made us feel like we have to be strong and all the time. And that's just the only role we can be, is just strong black men and strong black women. So I do think that is just something that we had to deal with forever, being, black people. And other races, they can just openly be whoever they want to be. They can openly show emotions, and it's normal. And actually what they're showing is actually normal, but we haven't mastered our emotions yet as a black community. I feel like not all of us have mastered. I don't want to speak for all of us, but a lot of us haven't mastered that emotion, that it's okay to love, it's okay to joke around, it's okay to play, it's okay to hug, it's okay to say I'm sorry, or bro, I love you. Some people say it, but like they say it when it's too late. And then you talked about, I think I covered it all.
The gay roles. Do you think we move further?
Oh yeah. So okay, I hear you. So basically, I feel like, I mean, it's been more. I'm not saying. I guess it's been more accepting that black men are coming out to be gay, and then the roles. I guess so. Like now we're so used to it because people do it, but sometimes it's also like, come on, bro. Like they don't put all these white men in dresses. Like, why is it that we always gotta be the ones in the kilts and the skirts and this and that? Like, why it always have to be a role when it takes away that strength or that masculinity in black communities? It's never can, like, I can't just be gay with a suit on and with a tie. I can't just be gay with some Dickies on, with some Timbs. Why do I gotta be gay with a wig on? Why do I gotta be gay with lipstick or lip gloss on? And I'm not saying anything towards it. I'm just saying, if you notice, it's always like a stereotype with black men in movies when it comes to gay roles. It's always that. So yes, I do feel like that's something that still happens. And I think that we're used to it now. Like, oh, here it goes. Haha, you should have seen that coming. But at the same time, it's just like, well, damn, like, do they show any masculinity? Like, you know, and we can go further with this conversation, but that's just how I feel.
I want to comment on this. So I'm not sure. Have y'all been seeing that trend on TikTok or social media where it's a lot of black men calling their friends and saying good night?
Yeah.
Y'all didn't see that?
Nah, I haven't seen it.
Bro, what you want? Why you call? Like, yeah, I'm
Okay, so now it's like, okay, so it's crazy because I see that trend, but I think it's funny. I think it's so sad that, you know, telling your friend as a man good night is being looked at as like, yo, what the fuck? Like, I just feel like, to me, people that do that, there's something that I feel like you are hiding. Because I've used to tell my friends good night, and I don't think that it should be looked at as, you know, anything. It shouldn't be looked at as soft. It shouldn't be looked at as, yo, bro, what the fuck you doing? Like, what you mean good night? Good night. Like, that's what I said.
So I don't know if that's the same. I feel like if you say you're hanging out with your boys, y'all chill all the time or whatever, and that's not how y'all normally end things. Like, it's usually you dab each other up, whatever, and then bro suddenly calls you at 11:30 at night, and he's like, "Good night, bro. Just wanted to say that." I don't think it's just sudden and random. I think that's more of it than anything.
Exactly, I do agree with that. Yeah. Now that randomly, I might be like you could have just texted that, but I don't think I'm gonna look at it like you feel me, like yo, bro, what's wrong? You feel me? I might be like,
yeah.
You just called me
I
to
think
say.
it'd probably be worse if it was a text versus a call.
Say it again.
I think it would be worse if it was a text versus a call.
You think it'd be worse?
Nah, if somebody calls my phone, I'm wondering like, okay, is there an emergency?
You turn around, you think it's one of the honeys. You turn around, your bro talking about good night, bro. Like what? I remember you had, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, ho. But that's
like,
sad. We can't even do that in community. And in other races, they probably like, hey, bro, good night. You know, see you tomorrow. Talk to you tomorrow. Or like, just want to call and say good night. Oh, thanks, bro. Thank you. I love you too. Good night, bro.
So that takes us back to what you were saying, Nyah, is the fact that I don't feel like us as black people, or I don't want to say us, but you know, some of the collective haven't mastered their emotions because again, I now the part that Kendell brought up, yeah, if you randomly just call me, I think I'm gonna be more so like, yo, why you randomly call me and say that? But like, if my friend was telling me good night in general, I'm not gonna look at it like, you okay? Like, what you telling me good night for or whatever, you know? So I know for me, I feel like that whole trend started because they're trying to show. I don't want to say that they're trying to show toxic masculinity in black men, but I feel like that's a little bit of that because I've only saw black people do it. I haven't seen other races do it, you know. And when it goes into like the gay roles and everything, I know one of my favorite TV shows was on Power Book. Now I know for me when I was watching Power Book, I personally didn't have a problem seeing some of the gay scenes. Like it didn't bother me. But I know that people will be like, man, I always got to fast forward that stuff. And I'm like, yo, like it's a part of the show. You get what I'm saying? It's part of the storyline. So I don't know. I just think that with people that's over masculine like that, you're trying to compensate for something else. Because again, it's acting, it's a show. You know, the characters who are playing it, they are not gay in real life, but they are committed to that role. So they're gonna play that role and might kiss the other man on the lips or whatever. But I know for me watching it, it was never an issue with me watching it. But when I used to talk to other black men, they'd be like, man, I have to skip past that shit. And I'm like, to me, it wasn't that serious, you know. But that could just be me. Maybe I'm a little bit more evolved than others.
Yeah, I mean, so I remember years ago when we went down to protest in Washington, D.C., I was in the bathroom after we got off the train, and there was a dude like washing his hands all aggressive. And he's grumbling to himself. I'm like, listening to this man, he's like, this is all about Black Lives Matter. I swear to God, if I see any gay shit, somebody's getting popped. And it's like, there are a lot of like LGBTQ black people too. Like, anything that's pride is also encompassing black people who fall into that umbrella. Like anybody who's black and trans, black and gay, black and bisexual, black and non-binary, they're still like human first and foremost, but black is also part of that. So when you say Black Lives Matter, that includes queer black people, unless it doesn't for you. And in that case, it's just like, all right, you're kind of weird then. Like you're still serving white supremacy at the end of the day.
We don't know if that man was molested as a kid. We don't know if someone took advantage of him. We don't know what his reason of doing that was. Maybe he feel like it's wrong, but we can't, just like we can't tell somebody if they're gay. Well, even if we feel like it's wrong, or they may feel like being straight is wrong. Like it's not so much we can probably like so much say, but people they're entitled to how they feel, but not to be angry, not to go out and hurt somebody because they choose to live a life that they lived and you didn't choose to be homo. You can't just go violently just going around just beating people and taking their life just because they're gay. You understand? So I don't think that's fair and that's okay. Did he agree with it? He probably didn't, and he has the right to not agree with someone of the same sex liking each other. That's his opinion. That's how he feels. We can't take that away from him. But to say you going to kill him because of that, because he probably like, no, we're going to focus on this. Everything always got to be a queer thing. Like maybe he felt like that. Can we just stick to one thing? Why does this have to be? Maybe who knows what was going on in this man's mind? I'm not saying I agree with him or anything like that. I'm just saying we don't know as a social worker.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it comes down to if you're saying Black Lives Matter, you can't say except the gay ones.
That's true.
We can't say that. We can't say Black Lives Matter except the trans ones. Can't say Black Lives Matter except the criminals. Everybody has a position and a role to play in life. Anybody who has committed a crime before, like if you were shoplifting, there are people who think you should literally be killed because you're a shoplifter. There are people who think you should be killed because you crossed the border illegally. Like, we can't have the narrative and the rhetoric of all lives matter, Black lives matter, whatever group of lives matter, and then constantly look for exceptions to it.
If you're going to a Black Lives Matter protest, I feel like your focus should be, and then again, this is just more so about the context he gave, should be focused on the protest and everything. Anything else, I feel like is irrelevant. And to even give context to what Nyah said, because I know you said that maybe he was molested. And I don't know if y'all know, I've been molested as a kid. However, I don't go around just saying stuff like that. You feel me? So I don't really think that should be a reason if that did happen to him. But then some people don't deal with their trauma. You know, I actually went to therapy and I actually dealt with mine. I actually, tell people that because people think I'm crazy. But I do tell people that because I don't want to repeat what happened to me. So I feel like the best way to heal yourself is to reveal what happened to you as opposed to just internally dealing with it, So I do agree with what y'all are saying and everything. People have the right to feel that they want to feel the way they want to feel, but some things need to be left at the kitchen table. Like if you feel a certain way about certain things, just leave it at the kitchen table and talk about it at the kitchen table. Everything don't have to be, publicized, in my opinion, in this content world that we live in,
Yeah, I mean, I'd also like to add, like, one experience is never a good justification for hating a whole group. White guy can walk into an inner city and get mugged by a group of 4 black kids. That doesn't mean he should just think, damn, man, these black people really up to some shit. Because it's probably black people that were trying to help him recover his shit, or black people telling him, like, oh, we know those kids, we're going to get the police on it, they're going to get your shit back. It's going to be black people that are trying to help recover the problem. Like, there's never a justification where it's like, oh man, a gay man touched me when I was a kid, now I hate gay people. No, you have shit that you need to deal with, and you need to recognize that not every gay person is out here trying to fucking turn straight people gay. That's not a thing.
I couldn't even imagine as just being a black man, anybody, but I'm just speaking to black people right now, right here, these men, just even having to deal with your manhood being just violated. Yeah, literally, like just even have to like stand in the mirror and just look at yourself, because again, with that notion of how black men are looked at to be strong, to not be weak, to be this person, and just like even having to really suffer and to deal with that as a person, like what goes on in your mind, and like, I'm not a man no more. How can I be a man if someone did this or somebody did that? You know what I mean? All those different things that could be going through. The reason why I said black, because how we're looked at to be the strong ones to this. And so it wasn't no shade to nobody, but I was just speaking to my people. Just even have to just like to go through that. Like some people are just gay by choice. You get what I'm saying? And some people are gay because they feel like I can no longer be with a woman because someone took this away from me, this innocence to me. So I don't even feel right being with a female. And that's, some people have said that, like, that have been taken advantage of. Like, I can't even see myself with a woman. Not that I didn't want that for myself, but I think this is the only path and the only way I can go because I was already tampered. It's so sad that people have to suffer with this. You know what I mean? Because we don't ask for these things. Like a lot of things that's thrown at us and happen to us, we don't ask.
I know that experience, honestly, I think it made me not want to have kids because I had to battle with what I went through for so long. And then I didn't start saying anything until I was like 18 and stuff, when I was like grown and everything. I never want to repeat the cycle. And I feel like it leave a bad stigma because I feel like when people know that happened to you, Some people don't trust you around their kids. Some people think that you're going to repeat it. And I'm like, listen, if I had intention on doing that to your kid, do you think I would tell you that happened to me? You get what I'm saying? Like, I would leave you oblivious from everything, and I would just get my next victim, but that's not nothing that I want to do. I want to heal from it. So I was actually blackballed for speaking out publicly about it and everything, and I think that goes back to like a lot of things in the Black family, like, keep sweeping it under the rug. And I'm like, no, if we keep sweeping it under the rug, my metaphor for that is you sweep it under the rug, it is still dirty under the rug. We have to clean up under this rug. So going back to like with my mother and everything, when she didn't want to talk about it, I had to accept the fact that she doesn't want to talk about it, but I feel like until we talk about it, we would never come to a place of peace and a place of understanding. You get what I'm saying? So I don't feel like a victim anymore. I feel like a survivor because I feel like I overcame it. Some people that are victims, I feel like those are the people who don't know how to move on from it. Me, I know how to move on from it. Did it confuse me sometimes? Yes, because I remember sometimes I trust y'all because I'm telling y'all all this. I remember sometimes being in the middle of intercourse. You feel me? Intercourse, and then I would get flashbacks. I would get flashbacks about what happened to me, and I remember at one point I confused my traumatic flashbacks with curiosity. So I'm like, wait, this is not curiosity. I am having flashbacks of what happened to me. You get what I'm saying? So it was really like a battle that I wanted to get to the bottom to. And I know that for me, I feel like therapy helped me and talking about it helped me because I was told to stay silent about it. And to me, I don't think that would have helped me at all, So y'all listen, that was supposed to be in my book. Y'all done got what
Okay, when that book come, get the e-book, do what y'all gotta do. Y'all
Bro said we spoiled the biography.
Got a book.
Exactly. Nah, but thank y'all for that TED talk for sure. This next clip is
that was so Black of you.
I know, right? Let's go to the
that was so
thing.
Black. Okay, let's just get to the next. I just poured out all this stuff.
Sweep this shit under the rug. Let's go. Keep it moving.
Yeah, just keep going. All right.
Like, I feel emotional, but just in case, I'm like, I don't want to get emotional. So
no, it just okay. Action. Go.
It's different layers of tough love.
Tough love. And I think they mistaken y'all. I think they took y'all tough love and made it into a negative thing.
Negative thing.
And it's not.
And that's what I was looking at. Who did? I feel like y'all too. I feel like y'all too.
No, we're not. Well, we're basically saying that for myself, I prefer not to have tough love, and I tell
tough love does not work for me.
Tough love doesn't work for me either.
It works for me. It works for me.
Yes,
I don't like it either, but I hear
that solution, the solution that works for you. Hold on, wait, Bertisha, hold on.
What? My mom
Jermir said tough love works for me.
Shit together
he
real
said,
quick.
wait, stop. He said tough love works for me. We're not talking about solutions that work for you. We are talking about the fact that your solution. Wait, we're talking about the fact that your solution does not work for everyone. That is all. That is all. That's it. That is all we're saying.
Jameer, like everybody don't need to hear get up and do it.
And but that's where you were going, bro.
Exactly.
You know, it's
so
going to be
okay.
Some people
need that. They need to be coddled and babied all the time.
It's not even. It's not.
I get that.
It's not.
I get it.
It's not literally verbal
abuse.
They
want to be a victim. They want to be a victim all the time.
You're literally gaslighting. This is
depression.
literally gaslighting.
They want to drown in their
Ain't no bullying. No bullying.
Yeah, that's what he's doing. Listen, we're not saying that. There is a certain way. So, like, there's a love language. Everybody has a certain love language.
It's not verbal abuse and then coddling. It's not verbal abuse and coddling. It's not that simple.
It's two different things.
Shut the fuck up. You can do it.
No. Like, get your weak ass up. A person putting somebody on a timeline and then talking to some. I'm already feeling bad about myself. I need you to speak life into me. I don't care if it took 2 weeks. If you're not gonna be that person, you're not that person.
I do that with tough love.
I need you to tell me.
Then you're not gonna help some people who don't understand that.
But there.
The longer you stay in your depression, the harder it's
going to be
to get
out of it. But that shows that you have a fundamental misunderstanding of depression.
No, don't say I got fundamentally.
You gave a time.
I'm currently depressed. I didn't give a time frame. I never gave a time frame.
Y'all gave the time frame.
Y'all we're saying
y'all did. Y'all gave a time frame. Y'all said 2 weeks.
No, y'all said after 2 weeks.
Ooh, that was an episode of Jerry Springer right there.
I love that episode.
Can I retract real quick? I added that on purpose because I do want to retract because as I watched that back yesterday when
I was gonna tell you to go first too. I was gonna be like, you gotta go first, bro.
I just gotta go first, and I do want to be tracked because I can see elements of where it looked like I was gaslighting, you know. And I can also admit that I feel like around that time frame, if y'all remember, I remember around that time frame, I really was mad at the world. You know, I was on the verge of being evicted, you know, and I knew that I was going to a place eventually where I wasn't going to get no support or anything, and people was praying on my downfall. So I feel like at that time I definitely was in a very angry place, you know, in a very like F this and F that type of place. You feel me? So in that I could see that I don't have that same mindset no more. I do feel like tough love can work for some people, but then it don't work for everyone. You get what I'm saying?
Like when I lost my mom, there were a lot of people I would try to talk to about it. And I didn't have the ability to just grieve it for a long time because everybody said, this is what you should do. This is what I did. And it's like, I don't want your solutions. I just want to feel like people care and hear what I'm going through and see that I'm still trying and pushing forward to get through it. When I went through my breakup, it was the same kind of thing. I don't want you to tell me, here's what you do with the next girl. I want to be able to talk to people and just be like, yeah, I feel this feeling. And I want that to be validated and heard. And I want it to be enough that I'm reconciling in my own way. But people will give you solutions. They'll tell you, all right, it's been long enough now. You need to get up and get over it. It doesn't work that way. Everybody needs certain things at certain times. And if you can't provide that, they're going to the wrong person for help. That's what we were saying then. That's what I'm saying now. It's the same shit.
Honestly, what Jermir has said is true. Like, when you're used to dealing with things the same way all your life, you kind of like, that's your go-to. Like, that's how I gotta handle it. Nigga, you didn't even need that at that time. Like, you literally sat there as like, yeah, oh, kind of like a baby. Whole time, the baby you fake was rocking was really you. Like, you wanted that for yourself. And it's just like, we're so used to have to deal with things like this in our community. And I know it's probably happening in other than black communities, but in the black community, you see it all the time where we just learn like, nigga, give up, stop crying. Boys don't cry. Do this. And so it's just like, you gotta go through life like, all right, I got this. I'm gonna push through. Whole time you struggling, and it's okay. And a lot of times with people, morally black men, they don't understand it's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to cry. It's okay to not be okay. It's okay to know like you're not gonna always have it figured out. It's okay that this time you don't got it. It's okay. You get what I'm saying? But when you had the right support, and I feel like if we had better support in our family systems, then black men would feel like, okay, I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna be vulnerable. I'm gonna open up. I'm gonna tell them how I truly feel, and not have to be afraid that they're gonna laugh at me or say I'm weak or say like, man, if you don't say that for somebody else who care. Like, if we created that space, and not just the woman, even the men, if we created a space for men, right? Men and women, if we created a safe space for our black men, they will open up more. They won't feel like, oh, you want to be coddled. Oh, I know what you want. You want somebody to pat your back, nigga? Go out there and get it like I had to get it. Yeah, I barely had anything. I ain't had no job. We ain't had no hot wood. So my struggle don't gotta be a struggle. That was your life. That was your struggle. Now, if you want to pour in me and help me out and whatever the case may be, then so be it. But everybody's struggle ain't gonna be the same. Just because you went through it don't mean I'm gonna go through it. And don't mean I'm gonna go through it the same way you went through it. And then what Kendell said was, you know, some people, you know, we need to hear like, listen, I'm just here to listen, vent. And we give solutions when it's not time to give solutions, because sometimes I struggle with that. I always felt like, okay, someone's telling me this, so I got to give them an answer. Just like, that's not even what they wanted to hear. Why can't I just shut up? Why do I feel like I always got to have an answer or response? You sometimes just need to sit back and not say anything. And let this man, mom passed away. And half of those people had their moms. We telling him something that we will never feel that pain. The most I did with you, Kendell, I can't
feel it eventually.
Uh-huh.
I said we all get there eventually. Everybody there.
Exactly, but at that time, we just telling you the best thing we feel. Like, for me, it wasn't much I can tell you. All I did was take you to go see your mom. Did I not? And I waited outside for you that day. I just took you to the house. It was nothing I could really, like, I tried. I was like, oh, let me just, probably not the time to say anything. Just show up for him. And sometimes we just need people to show up for us. And that's it. You know what I mean? So that's just all I got to say.
No, us knowing that Kendell lost his mom. And I know people will always tell me, well, you only got one mom. I'm like, but it's not me not choosing to talk to her. She has me blocked. You feel me? Like, if it was up to me and her relationship would be good, because like Kendell said, it may be a reality one day for me, and I want to be in a good place, before something like that happened instead of a bad place. So what a lot of people would tell me is be like, well, you need to fix it. I'm like, I did everything I could to fix it, but you can't fix something if somebody else is not willing to fix it as well. If I'm blocked on your cell phone, I'm blocked on social media, there's no way I can literally get in contact with my mom. You feel me? So it's been instances like that where people kind of blame the fact that me and my mom don't get along. They blame it on me. They're like, it's your fault. I talked to my brother, well, we the men, we got to fix it. And I'm like, how is this turning back on me? You get what I'm saying? So I feel like elements of that, that's why the way I was in that clip that we just saw and everything, I felt like it's when you coddle people or when people are too long in a depression or whatever, I was always taught that was a sign of weakness, And of course, I've been in instances where I needed people to be there for me, but I never got that. So I had to shake it off and go on with life because I wasn't afforded the opportunity to have people that would really sit there and coddle me. So I felt as though, well, if, like I said earlier, if I survive without being coddled, then other people should be able to. But then that's not me putting myself in other people's shoes. You feel me? So I think sometimes we take things from our upbringing and apply it to our adult lives. And that's why it's beautiful that we record stuff like that, because I'm able to look at myself and be like, oh, I don't even know who that person is. That person was very angry. That person needed a hug in that moment. You feel me? Like I literally needed a hug or something in that moment. And that's not something that I have been able to get, whether it's from my mother or, even certain family members and everything, because that's not how we rolled growing up, everything.
I've been in and out of relationships for a long time. And like in my current one, with the people that I've surrounded myself with and with her as well, I have made the realization of I don't need to do all this on my own. I can lean on people that are close to me. I can trust them to support me and like really be there when I need them. It's not a case where I need to just get angrier at the problem until I can solve it. Sometimes you do need to break in order to realize you need a break, right? And that's what lets you really start healing, when you realize like, yeah, this is something where I don't need to be angry at it. I don't need to be angry that my mom passed away. I don't need to be angry that an 8-year relationship came to an end. I can be sad. I can grieve that it happened. I can grieve that those events happened to me and I experienced a lot of shit as a result of all of it. Like losing my mom, I lost 2 jobs. I lost my apartment. I had to move across the bridge and live with friends when I was living independently before. In my eyes, I have every right to be an angry son of a bitch right now, but it wouldn't solve anything. But letting myself fall and having people say like, you're going to be okay, you're going to make it through this, that's the real solution that we need to be given. Being told that, no, your anger, punching a wall isn't going to do anything. Putting a hole in your furniture isn't going to do anything. But really feeling supported and cared about, that's the solution. So when you fall down, you scrape your knee as a kid and people are telling you, don't cry, you're not a girl. Girls don't do that. You become the boy who falls down and scrapes his knee. You get up and you push somebody else because you just want somebody to feel what you feel, no matter the cost. It's what we learn as men. Women don't necessarily have to deal with the same thing, but how often do men have the same closeness with their bros as girls will have? Girls go out to a bar, they meet each other in the bathroom, they talk about everything under the sun. They're crying their eyes out, doing each other's makeup, like, don't worry, sis, you're going to get back out there and you're going to be fine. Dude's crying in the bar, he walks out and he goes home and kills himself. Like, it's a whole different thing because we're not really raised to believe in community the way that we should. And that's really all we have is community. It's other people. Your career doesn't matter. Your car doesn't matter. The house you live in doesn't matter. Who are you surrounding yourself with? Who are you going to bed with at the end of the night? And then who are you waking up and spending your time with every day? And that's the shit that really matters and should matter way more to all of us.
Nyah, where can they find you on social media?
You guys can find me at Nyah_Rose on Instagram. That's NYAHROZZAYY, and it's a dash before the N, not dash, a little underscore thing. But just come find me somewhere, okay?
Heard that. How about Kendell? Where can they follow you at?
Of course, always Afro Mortis on everything. Afro Mortis on Twitch. I don't stream as much anymore, not nearly as frequently. I have a Discord that's linked in my Instagram bio, so you can go click that to join it. And my final message for the night: fuck Donald Trump, fuck ICE.
Hey, there we go. All right. And if y'all want to follow me, y'all go follow me at Jermir with 3 underscores. Y'all can slide in my DM as well if y'all want to. Also, subscribe to the YouTube channel because I'm sick of being the only single one on this damn panel right here. Y'all both broke out of relationships and y'all got another ones. And I'm over here breaking up relationships or, trying to plot on one. But, make sure y'all subscribe to the YouTube channel and also make sure that y'all stay tuned for more content just like this.